Hi, welcome back. Math E, Lesson 18. We're starting in the textbook. Go ahead and find Lesson 1 in the textbook. Sorry. Follow along as I read. Here's a table that has totals at the end of each row and totals at the bottom of each column. This table shows the number of hours 2 people worked on Monday and Tuesday. The heading for the first column is Monday. That column shows how many hours Dick worked on Monday and how many hours Mary worked on Monday. Touch the number for Dick on Monday. What's the number for Monday? 4. How many hours did Mary work on Monday? 2. The number at the bottom of the column shows the total hours worked on Monday. Touch the total for Monday. How many hours were the total hours worked on Monday? 6. The second column shows the numbers worked on Tuesday. Dick worked 6 hours, Mary worked 8 hours. The total for Tuesday was 14 hours. The rows show the hours for each person. The top row is Dick, touch the number for him on Monday. How many hours did he work on Monday? 4. Touch how many hours he worked on Tuesday. 6. The numbers at the ends of the row show the total hours on both days. Touch the total for Dick for both days. He worked 10 hours on both days. The next row is for Mary. Touch the number for Mary on Monday. She worked 2 hours on Monday. Touch the number for Mary on Tuesday. She worked 8 hours on Tuesday. Touch the total for both days. 10 hours. She worked 10 hours on both days. Find the items below the box. These are questions that can be answered by finding the right numbers in the table. I'll read question A. How many hours did Mary work on Tuesday? For question A, you'll find the number for Mary on Tuesday. I'll read question B. How many hours did both people work on Monday? For that question, you will find the box for Monday and the total for both people. Your turn. I want you to go ahead and try questions A, B, C, D, and E on your own. Make sure that you write the letter down and answer the questions based on the chart. Most of the questions we actually went over already. So when you are finished, you may go ahead on to part 2 and part 3. Part 2 and part 3. I want to see how you do on part 3 on your own. Part 2 is just simple multiplication. Part 3, you are rewriting the problem to find the area of each rectangle. Remember, the bigger number goes on top, and then you multiply the problems to find the answers to the rectangles. Don't forget to put your label: square inches, square feet, square yards, square miles. Look at the problem to determine what you are supposed to put for your label. All right, we're moving on to part 4. Okay. We're going to make number families that name the family and tell about things about that family. All right, so problem A. "400 students attended school on Tuesday." So that tells me who I'm talking about and how many total. So I have 400 total students. 71 of those students were late. The rest were on time. So late, on time. T for time, L for late. Let's see, 71 of those students were late. 71. Okay, now I have enough to be able to solve my word problem here. Okay, I'm missing a small number, so I have to work backwards. 400 minus 71. Okay, you're going to have to borrow. I want you to figure out how many students were on time. So I'm going to have a label as on time students. All right, you can solve. Let's go ahead to B. B says 50 cars on the lot need repairs. Okay, so it doesn't really tell me how many cars total. Cars, repairs, I'll put an R, and I'm going to assume that the other one is not need repaired. Okay, so 50 need repairs. And the next sentence, 211 cars on the lot do not need repairs. Okay, so I'm missing my big number. How do I find my big number? To find out how many cars in all, I'm going to add those two together. So 211 cars plus 50. How many cars were on the lot? Make sure you answer this and write your label. Let's go ahead to C. Some birds were in trees. 52 birds were not in trees. Okay, so some were in trees, some were not in trees. So I'm talking about birds. Some were in trees, not in trees. 52 were not in trees. There were 199 birds in all. How many birds were in trees? So my total, my big number is 199 birds. To find out how many birds were in trees, let me move you over here. Find out how many birds were in trees, I'm actually going to have to work backwards and subtract to find out how many. So 199 minus 52. Okay, and then your label is going to be birds in trees. Okay, problem D. "45 of the vehicles were trucks." So I know I'm talking about vehicles. Trucks, 45 of them. There were 570 vehicles in all. 570 in all. So how many were not trucks? Okay, to solve this, I'm missing a small number, so I'm going to have to work backwards and subtract. 570 minus 45. Okay, this answer is going to be how many vehicles were not trucks. So don't forget your label. Looks like you're going to have to borrow. Okay, go ahead and complete those. You may pause if you need to. We are going to be skipping part 5 and then jumping over to the workbook page. All right, so I am going to erase this. All right, so we're jumping over to our workbook page where, again, we see those really fun math problems. Okay, so there's a table there shown twice with the same numbers. Remember, doesn't matter which way you go, you reach the same answer. So I'm going to write this down. I'm not going to quite solve it with you, but I am going to walk you through it. Okay? Because we solved yesterday's problem, I just want to make sure that we're able to do these on our own very soon. All right, 32, 15, 81, 128. All right, remember, my totals are here. I'm going to put T for total. So when you work this way, these are your totals. When you work this way, these are your totals. All right, I'm not going to follow any arrows, but remember the rules. If there is only one answer, only one number in a row or a column, you can't solve. So you have to solve something else first. So I may not be able to solve here, but looking this way, I can't solve here, but I can solve here, and I can solve here. So depending on which way you want to go, you can honestly start wherever you want. I'm going to actually go downwards. I'm going to add. Since this is my total number, these are my two small numbers, I'm going to add. So 5 plus 2, 7. 3 plus 1, 4. Oh, I said I wasn't going to do it with you guys. Oopsies. I will help now. All right. So now I have 2 here, so I can solve that. I need 2 here. I only have 1 here. I can't solve that. I need 2. So the next thing I'm going to do is try and find the answer here so that I can solve this and this. So in order to get this answer, we have to work backwards. This is my total. 128 minus 68 equals that box. Minus 68 equals box. And then you plug it in there. After you have your answer, since this is your total, you will have box minus 32 to get the first answer. Then you have box minus 32 to get this answer. And then you have your total. So whatever this is, 81 minus this number will give you this middle number. Go ahead and complete that. When you get to part 2, those are division problems. 8 divided by 8, 8 divided by 2, 8 divided by 4, 21 divided by 3, 15 divided by 5, 2 divided by 2. When you are finished with those workbook portions, please jump back to your textbook, complete the independent work. When you are finished, please submit to your teacher.